Have you ever been talking to someone and they're watching TV or they're playing on their phone? They're kind of giving you a little bit of their attention. They have that divided attention and not the undivided attention. It might not bother you if you're having casual conversation, but it typically does bother you if you're telling them something important. You might say something and you're waiting for a response, and then they give you the several seconds after you have already said what you had to say. And at that point, it's like, okay, you know what? This conversation is over. You might not necessarily tell them like that, but you could potentially end that conversation. That's because their attention is divided. And that's how we are sometimes when we have our time with the Lord or we're talking to the Lord. We're giving him divided attention. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about tainted worship. And so that's where you are supposed to be giving him your all, but your mind is focused somewhere else. Your mind could be on what you have to do for the day. Your mind could be on an issue or concern that is really consuming you, but instead of giving it to him, you're giving him half worship while you're still trying to hold on to this particular thing. He doesn't want us to do that. He wants us to give it to him, give all of it to him. That way, when we do go to worship him, that we are doing it in spirit and in truth. We're doing it knowing that he can take care of everything that we have going on in our minds, and that if we would just free ourselves from those things, he could take care of them a lot quicker. Those things that we tend to hold on to or grasp onto are those things that we want to have control over, which is probably part of a lot of our issues, is that we're trying to hold on to something, not allowing him complete access to it. And when we don't allow him complete access, we don't give him true worship, because we know worship is a lifestyle. And so how we live or how we do things, it dictates or it shows what we worship. And so if I am going to walk out a life of untainted, undivided attention type of worship for the Lord, then I have to do that with no fear. And I don't have fear because those things that I'm afraid of, I give it to him. I allow for him to do what he needs to do with it so that I can walk free in that, right? Those things that consume my mind and that I might not necessarily be afraid of, but they're occupying space in my realm that belongs to only him. And so we have to give him our complete attention when we're going to him. Everything that concerns us concerns him as well. And so if we just go ahead and give it to him instead of holding on to it, then we can free ourselves and allow ourselves to truly worship him. I know sometimes when I'm in my devotion time in the morning, when I'm sitting there and I run down a list of things that I need to do. I know I need to do these things, but I want to give him my time first. So, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, well, Lord, I'm giving you this time first. But sometimes I can't fully give him me or all of me because those things are on my mind. But instead of giving it to him, I struggle through that. So this is not something that we can just get rid of and that's just it. You have to intentionally give it to him. And so I can sit there and I can write those things down, or I can stop in that moment and say, Lord, XYZ is on my mind. Now I give it to you for you to do what you need to do with it. And I'm going to turn my worship around and allow you to speak to me so that I can give you my undivided attention so that you can speak to me what you need to speak to me. And in that moment of just releasing things or everything to him, it allows for us to completely worship him because he is in control. Whether we want to have some control or not, he is ultimately in control of everything that's going on. And so if I just give it to him, then I can truly worship him and enjoy that worship time that I have with him. It's not about how long I'm sitting in this devotion time. It's about my attention span, not my span, but the attention that I'm giving him. If it's undivided, then it's quality. And that's what's most important, is giving him that quality time and not just that, an amount of time, because I might legit only have 15 minutes, not saying that the pressures of today are supposed to be pushed back and I don't get them done. But the thing is, if I say in this 15 minutes, I'm just going to straight give you everything, Lord, and you're going to show me and guide me on how to go throughout my day and throughout my life and throughout the assignments that you have given me. And when I do that and I get done and I get ready to get up, okay, Lord, I'm getting up and so are you, because you got to come with me throughout the day. That's where the worship comes in. It dictates my life because I am inviting him and bringing him every single place that I go and in every situation that I'm in. That is where the worship lies. I can't leave him at the devotion. I can't leave him at the altar. I can't leave him and expect for him to be in control of my life and to wipe away the fear and the worry that I may have. I have to invite him completely with me. And when I do, it changes our perspective on life. It changes how we walk things out in our life. So my thing to you would be today would be to cleanse your worship. Get rid of all of those things that vie for your attention, whatever they may be. Those things that take the place of him, because he is ultimately in control. He's number one, and everything should revolve around him. And when it does, then it's in its proper place. And so if you take a step back and look and think about the things that are going on during your time with him, because it should be 24/7. But we don't always do that. But when you do that, you'll begin to see how things will change for you, and how you'll begin to feel more comfort and more peace in your walk with him. So work out that worship, cleanse it out, and allow it to be untainted so that you can enjoy him and the peace and the comforts that he has come to give us.